All right, we're getting close to the beginning of summertime, and we have a beautiful espalier here. It's an espalier pear. It's actually 4 different varieties of pears in a fan-shaped espalier. I've just got done pruning this one. This one's really nice and even. You can see I've got the top of the espalier pruned nice and even, and then we have all the laterals off of this. I'm going to go work on the next one right over here. We're going to show you a couple little simple tips on growing an espalier really easily. All right, first we'll talk about some simple things that you need to have a successful espalier. One is, of course, a good sturdy frame. This one's made out of a galvanized cyclone fence post, sunk in the ground about 2 feet with concrete with coated wire, and then I have a hook on that side with a turnbuckle on this side to keep this wire nice and taut. All right, this variety right here, this is a Harrow's Delight pear. Pears are the easiest of all the fruit trees to espalier along with apples. All right, then some tools we need, of course, a good sharp pair of pruning shears, and then some 5/8 inch tree tape. This is basically for just doing some light pulling in of your espalier. Some good heavy 3/4 inch for larger limbs that need to be trained in different directions as well. And then lastly, of course, good pair of gloves, and we're good to go. The primary job with doing a freeform espalier like this, and this is in a fan shape as well, is going to be to make sure we keep all the laterals from growing out this way, and then train them so that they flush this whole espalier rack or trellis out in a reasonable amount of time. So we want to direct our growth in that direction. First thing we're going to do is we have a limb right here that obviously comes out way too far, and so we're going to just eliminate it, and we're going to cut it back right here. Just like that, eliminate it. And then we have another limb right here. Well, we've already cut back to this spot right here. So in the past, really what we want to do is we want to maintain this area right here. And so we're just going to take and eliminate this right back to there. And then we'll get buds that'll push here to hold fruit. And then I've got this area right here that really needs to be filled in. So I'm concerned about that, but I look back here and I see, holy mackerel, I got myself a lateral, that's a primary scaffolding limb, I should say, that's coming off here that looks pretty good. I'm going to get this lateral right here out of the way. So I'll eliminate that. I'll cut my wire. Okay, and I'll eliminate that. And it looks like I can carefully just take and pull this one through just like that and put it on the front side, and then we'll tie it down right in here to fill this area out. So looking at this lower scaffolding limb, I really think it's time to go ahead and pull it down a little bit too. So I'm going to give it a little bit more angle, and this will allow some more space above for the new limb that I'm repositioning to fill in and give it a nice dense covering. We'll use a little 3/4 inch tape here, and we'll wrap it up, tie it right into that lower wire, and then pull that lateral down and watch it fill in. So we've tied this one down a little bit more, and I've started to take and cut back these laterals that are growing outward, and you can see, you know, how flat our espalier is getting. You know, we have this lateral right here. We'll push that one in and tie it in the future as it grows, so I like the placement of that. We've got a little bit of a, let's call it a traffic jam up here, so I'm going to take out that right there. And you know, we're doing the same thing that we would do on our traditionally trained trees. We're trying to make this thing open a little bit for sunlight as well. So up here in the top, I'm not going to let this thing get any taller than this anyways. And so let's just go ahead and eliminate that. That's kind of in the wrong place. So that gives us a little bit more space up on top here for fruit production, which I got a little bit of fruit right here, and we've got a little bit of fruit right there, which is really nice. And then this is still too short here to train, so we're not going to eliminate that. I got a piece of fruit out on the end right there. These, I like where they're placed. So these two right here, and we're going to just, I'm just going to cut these back. You can see where I cut that probably last season. I'm going to just take it. I got a bud here, and I got a bud there. I'm just taking it right to there. And then that, I'm hoping, will be a nice place for a pear. Like last year, we got a pear right here from a cut we made back here. This, in the same token, I'm going to take and I'm going to eliminate this one back to here, like that. So that's got two buds. And then this one right here, same difference. I'm just going to take and eliminate it back to there. So pears produce on what's called a spur. So what I'm developing here is I'm developing what's going to be a fruiting area for many, many years to come. So I'm trying to train it in so it stays very close and compact into the canopy of the tree, or into the frame of the espalier. Then we cut back the lateral roughly about 2 buds above the point of origination. So I look at where the leaves are set, and each one of those leaf sets is a potential bud. And if you count 1, 2 from the point of origination, cut right above that, then basically you'll be allowing the opportunity for another spur to develop right there. And that's the idea. Keep these spurs nice and tight in your flat espalier. All right, so we've taken and we've cut back our anything growing outward. We've eliminated anything that's crossing or congested, and we've taken and cut back all of our laterals that are not necessarily where we want them to be, but we may want them for fruiting wood, so we've cut them back to 2 buds above that point of origination. And then of course we've actually cut it back to allow air and sun penetration as well. So we're about done for right now. We'll go ahead and wait to see another flush of growth come out. Maybe another 2 months will come out and we'll play with it again, tie it back a little bit, cut back a little bit more, hope we have a little bit more fill. And in about 3 months from this point, we probably will be eating some pears as well.